In this episode, my friend Jeff and I discuss when a great artist makes bad music. Last time we spoke about Elton John. This time we're speaking about someone who may arguably be the greatest pop music artist of all time. If you enjoyed these videos, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps us to get out to a wider audience. I really want to continue to make these videos, and more viewership will really help me to do that. That being said, let us now join the conversation.
Okay, our next artist, which I'm pretty sure John also has on his list, is actually, I guess in my estimation, even a greater artist. And there aren't very many people in the world that I could say that about. We're comparing to Elton John, fit on one hand, maybe two fingers, and we're talking about Paul.
Of course.
Paul McCartney. I had to pick a song from the 70s that Paul did, and this is an amazing song. I feel like this song is in the tradition of A Day in the Life, the Abbey Road medley.
Yeah, I know.
Uncle Albert. This is one of the songs where Paul has taken the amazing product of his imagination, multiple snippets of music, and put them together in what's almost a drama. It's like a play. And John, do you want to guess what song it is?
Live and Let Die?
No, close.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is literally like you just sat down and this is the beginning of the film.
Yeah. And a great story about being in the Beatles. Kind of describes it.
Yeah. Amazing song. You can talk about how Paul and his wife Linda and Denny Lane were planning to travel to record this album, and two of the members of Wings quit the band right as they were about to leave. So this album is Paul playing all the drums, all the bass, a lot of the guitars. So it really is very much a Paul McCartney album as opposed to the Wings albums.
Well, thank you for supporting my supposition.
Yes, that's probably one of the reasons why it's so fantastic too.
It is. It's a great song.
Most songwriters I know would kill to have written up to this point in this song.
Right.
And then to consider where it's about to go right now.
Exactly. We haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
So
just play a little bit further.
Sure. It's very intriguing here.
Totally.
A completely different song.
Yeah. And then here's Linda on her little keyboard.
Her Casio.
Yeah. Moog synthesizer.
If I ever get out of here,
I've always loved this part right here. That little guitar
I've
part.
never actually noticed that.
Oh, it's so cool.
All I need is a pint today. If I ever get
All I need is a pint today.
Yeah.
If we ever get out of here.
And then we go into a whole nother, completely different.
A new song. It's like a suite.
It is.
Classical music is like a suite of
Very
different
much,
pieces
yes.
that are connected together. And it
All
becomes
right.
light and optimistic and beautiful.
It is, totally. It's like the sun breaking through the clouds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I found one. Well, I knew about this song, but I finally settled on this song. And this song is from 2018.
Oh, no.
It's from Paul's album, Egypt Station.
Oh, yes.
Which actually, as I was listening through it, because I knew that had some stinkers on it, actually, I still felt it was way more compelling to me than any of the Elton stinkers.
Yeah.
There was still something about each song that was like, okay, I can see he's trying something. He tries a lot of stuff.
Yes, he does,
For
yes.
someone like, he goes all over the place.
He does.
But this song sucks.
Come on, baby, now.
Oh, yeah. Awful.
Let me look at you.
It's so below him.
It is. That's a good way to put it. Its song is called Fuh You.
Yep.
F-U-H-U. I want to fuh you.
Yep.
And it's kind of a double play on I want. It's for you and F you.
Yes.
And it just seems classless to me. In a
Totally.
way.
The fact that he even thought that was a funny or a clever idea. So,
Paul's fairly regal and kind of, I don't know, he's
yes.
above it.
I agree. This whole chorus and the music, the production, it's just so awful. It's just like, it's garbage music.
It's plotting.
It's basically music that belongs in a TV commercial.
Yeah, or a television series.
Yeah.
I just want to fuck you.
And this whole, It's so stupid.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Paul, why'd you do it?
Yeah, turn that atrocious mess off.
Help me work it out.
It's so.
Could someone please help him work it out?
There is something about Paul that I love him. He's obviously my favorite of all time. There's no one that can touch him as a composer or as just a creative musician. Nobody. But along with that comes this thing where he just seems like he's never satisfied with his place in history.
He has to prove himself every time. Yeah,
and which leads him to bring on a producer who worked with people like why would he even want to have anything to do with that world and that world which is so unartistic and so
because he probably
unmusical,
feels somewhat irrelevant.
which is so insane.
I know, because you go to one of his concerts and there's 30,000 people screaming his name.
There's probably not many people, maybe no one, that is more famous on the planet Earth than Paul McCartney. That would be my guess.
He's right up there for sure.
Because everybody knows the Beatles, and Paul has been essentially representing the Beatles. That's the sad thing to me, is that he just does not seem satisfied with his legacy, and it causes him to work with people like Kanye West and these people.
I couldn't agree with him more.
Yeah,
he's insecure.
Yep.
In some ways.
Which, isn't that bizarre to think someone with his achievement?
Here's the thing also. If you think the last really great thing he did was 40 years ago, he hasn't had anything better than the stuff he put out in the 70s since then. I don't think. There's a couple of things that are really great.
You don't like Tug of War?
I love Tug of War. I love Flowers in the Dirt.
Yeah, I do too.
I actually like Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. It has a lot of great songs.
Yeah, you're talking about world-changing music.
I'm just talking about the stuff that's. I mean, Band on the Run, Jet. Those were all top 40 hits. People connected to those songs.
Yeah,
so.
They did. For me, this was just as hard as it is for him to try to pick a song that represents his genius, because he is capable, or was capable, of doing literally anything and everything, every kind of style you could imagine, and from the softest and most delicate piece of acoustic guitar music to the most bombastic, explosive rock and roll screaming like Helter Skelter. Yeah. Compare a song like Blackbird off the White Album to Helter Skelter, which is on the same album. He's in his own universe, basically.
Who are you talking about? Paul.
No, I was thinking of
Norman Smith, their engineer, who put out that one song.
No, the singer from Creedence Clearwater.
Fogerty?
Fogerty, yeah. Not quite. This is interesting to me because he was actually commissioned to write this piece of music for a James Bond film. Almost like a craftsman would craft a table or something. He was asked to write a song that fit a movie, and he did it so successfully, which is not easy to do.
When you were young and your heart was an open book, you used to say, live and let live.
I remember seeing the movie Live and Let Die because we always went to the James Bond films.
Which we live in makes you give in and cry. Say live and let die.
And always a showstopper in concert with this song.
Oh, yeah.
With pyrotechnics like I've never seen before.
Totally, I know.
You can actually literally feel the heat in your seat from the explosion.
Totally. So this whole part here, there's a really amazing thing happening in this right here. George Martin wrote the orchestral score. This whole part from this point on here, that string, this part here.
What does it matter to you? When you got a job to do, you gotta do it well.
This part.
You got to give the other fella hand.
And you think of a song like this, it could be done really tastelessly.
Oh, it has been.
But it's impeccable.
It is.
It's just
incredible.
amazing. It's
It is.
tight and glorious.
And it's also an example of what you were talking about with Band on the Run, or
kind of a montage song.
yeah, it's got like 4 or 5 different sections to it.
Yeah, but they work seamlessly and they lead into each other. And
They do.
And they make a cohesive unit.
I heard a guy, I watched a documentary about, it was basically about all of the Bond themes from the very first Bond until now. And there was this guy, this modern producer who had produced Adele's Bond theme or something. And he said, yeah, I really love Live and Let Die. If he had just left that stupid reggae part out of the middle of it, what does it matter to you? I'm thinking,
Next.
yeah. A modern producer would never do something like that.
It's too risky.
It's too risky. It's not predictable. And Paul just effortlessly adds this very intriguing, cool little section into the middle of the song.
I always heard the story that when he turned this song into the studio, they said, okay, well, that's great. Who's going to do it?
Yep.
Okay, that's it. That's the song.
Exactly. And George Martin said, you don't understand. He's going to do the song or you don't get the song. But the fact that the producers it didn't click for them is so amazing. So maybe 10 years after he wrote the song Live and Let Die, he was approached by another film director, asked to write a song for a film called Spies Like Us. And now you're going to hear Paul, who
falling flat on his face.
Yeah, who is capable of just some of the most incredible, if not the most incredible music ever.
Yeah, Paul, if you're watching this, we do adore you. And we forgive you.
Ooh, what do you do? No one else can dance like you. So what's all the fuss? There ain't nobody spies like us. Hey, what
It's
do you
literally
say?
like something that,
Someone took your plans away.
It's like a Quiet Riot song or something.
yeah,
There
totally.
ain't nobody spies like us.
And then you think, okay, here's the next section. And it just stays in this. So Paul, like Jeff said, we love you. And if you watch this, we understand.
We're being really nitpicky here.
Yeah, no, not really. That is just pure trash right there. And I would have called it that no matter who put it out, which, if you ever recognize how there are some bands, well, probably all bands or all artists, they have fans that regardless of if it's good or bad, they all just say
They
it's
eat it
all
all.
awesome. It's all awesome.
Not true.
I would hate to have fans like that. I really would.
Yeah, because you don't know what they're saying is actually true and what's false.
Well, and not only that, but it also takes all of the value out of them loving anything, because you're putting out something that's awful and far below your peak, but they're exuding the same enthusiasm.
Yeah,
for it.
Paul's looking back and going, yeah, that wasn't a great song for me. Yeah, I probably, if I had it to do over again, I probably wouldn't.
Yes.
And for people to say, oh, I love it all.
Yes.
I totally understand what you're saying.
The sycophant kind of fans, those
Yep.
types. I've heard artists kind of like get close to saying something about those kinds of fans, but they can't come out and say what they think. But I know that a lot of them resent those kinds of fans. I just know that that's got to be the case. Don't tell me everything that I do is a gift from God.
Yeah. I knew we'd both choose Paul and Elton.
Of course. And when you were talking about Paul, about how he puts out so much, I think that's also the reason why there's so many great pieces of music, because when he started making music on his own in the 70s, he didn't allow a producer to say, no, Paul, you maybe, keep that for the archives. He just put out whatever he was doing all the time. And so it's kind of like he released a lot of stuff that is subpar, but that's also the same reason why we have so many great songs, is because he put out so much,
Yeah, what's that song called on McCartney, Krina Kore?
Yes.
Yeah, that could do with that song.
Me too. It's like, okay.
But it's not nearly as reprehensible as the other ones I chose. Okay.
All right. Well, hey, that was fun.
It was.
We could probably go further with that. We may have to do another episode of yeah.
We could do. Yeah, I'm sure I could come up with 3 more
For sure. Easily.
Although Paul and Elton are definitely low hanging fruit.
They are, for sure. That's a good way to put it, too.
I think it's just indicative of how much music they've made.
Basically, I know why Paul does it, because he puts out literally everything that he does, and he's constantly making music and trying things, and there's something admirable about that to me. But Elton has no excuse. He had plenty of money. He had nothing that was forcing him to continue to make albums, but he was also a total alcoholic drug addict for most of the 80s, so he was just kind of like a zombie anyway.
Well, it's kind of like when the Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson got married. That's when he lost it. When he got what he was after. When Elton got what he was after.
Yeah.
And he was no longer hungry, and he was no longer having to chase it.
Yep, that's right.
It kind of vaporized on him.
He definitely had a train wreck of a life. By the time the early 80s came around, he was pretty much a coke addict and alcoholic, and it took him about 10 years to finally hit bottom. Yeah. Unfortunately, when he did hit bottom and went in for rehab, it straightened out his life, but it didn't straighten out his music. Which I was hoping. I literally, when I heard that he was going into rehab, I thought, oh, maybe he'll kind of have a rebirth as far as an artist, but no, it didn't happen. That wraps up another of our Conversations episodes. If you enjoy listening to Jeff and I blab about stuff like this, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We have all kinds of great ideas for future episodes. If you have an idea for an episode, share it in the comments.
It would be fab if you'd join us for another episode of Only Kid with a Camera. Hope to see you again. Cheers.
That was fun.